But I would make the distinction between what I would call premarital age dating. In other words, a person who is at an age where marriage is not really a possibility in the next year or two.
Right.
Versus someone who has reached the age of possible marriage and has discerned that
That's their vocation.
I do want to be married. I do think God is calling me to marriage. And I do want to be married as a vocation, as a way for me to relate to and serve Jesus Christ. I do that in and through marriage. We in our culture, what is common is for teenagers, even very young teenagers, to have boyfriends and girlfriends at all times.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like if I don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, there's something wrong with me. There's that sort of message out there. But that really puts a pressure that doesn't belong and gets in the way. A young teenager is nowhere near being able to get married. What would be the point of a high school freshman forming a monogamous and, quote, serious relationship with someone that's going to go, what, all the way through high school? Unlikely.
Right.
I do know of cases where it has happened, and there may be people who are saying right now, listen, I knew my sweetheart when we were 3.
Right.
That's the case for my little brother, Chuck and Lori. But it's very rare.
Right.
And it gets in the way of this kind of learning that we're talking about, which comes from simply having the freedom to go out with different people all through high school, in groups or even singly, on dates. That's why we might call it dating, is because we've established a set time when we're going to go out together to do this thing together.
Right.
But it's not dating in the sense that our culture tends to understand it, which is monogamous relationships among young people, too young for marriage. But the reason they're monogamous is because they're at least not going to sleep around with multiple people at the same time. I want to be in a, quote, sexual relationship with someone, even if I'm not having sex. Maybe there's simply promiscuous kinds of relating going on. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why it needs to be monogamous from the perspective of the society, from the logic of the culture.
Right.
But that's not what dating needs. Dating
That's not even what dating is.
Right. For the purposes that we're talking about in terms of this self-knowledge, self-growth, all of that, we don't need to have sexual relationships. Therefore, there doesn't need to be monogamous relationships. Therefore, a person who's in high school could be going out with, let's say a young man. He's going to take one young girl to one of his classmates to the football game on Friday. On Sunday, he's going out to have coffee, I guess is what they do now, with someone else. And all of that is fine because I don't need to have these monogamous relationships. All of that would help young people to grow more, grow in the virtues more, grow in that sense of self-control, that confidence, that I can control myself, that I know how to live the virtues in different kinds of settings and so forth.
And that their identity is not wrapped up into one relationship or one person.
Right.